Well, today the ANC is expected to give an outcome of its meeting over the weekend. The issues on the table were the possible disbandment of the leadership of KZN and the Gauteng provinces. The ANC NEC resolved to reconfigure both PECs of KZN and Gauteng, this after a heated debate in the two-day NEC meeting. This follows the push showing at the polls of these two provinces of the ANC. Gwede Mantashe, Nomvula Mokonyane and Mashatile were the three ANC officials who defended the two provinces from being dissolved. All right, let's take a deeper look into this. Samkela Maseko is in studio with us to talk about this story. Samkela, good to see you. Thanks for popping in just to talk about this. Talk to us about yesterday. Any murmurings about what was going on behind the scenes?
It was a very heated two-day National Executive Committee meeting. On the first day of the NEC on Saturday, it started at around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Only about 19-20 people spoke on the day of the first NEC meeting. The true heated meeting was yesterday on Sunday, where majority of the 86 noted NEC members then decided to speak and to ventilate their views on whether these two provinces should be dissolved or not. There were three proposals on the table from the National Executive Committee. The SG gave a report on these two provinces, the work that has been done, the state of the organization within these two provinces. For instance, one proposal was to keep the status quo. The second proposal was reinforcement. The third proposal was the dissolution of these two provincial structures. But through a heated debate, the NEC heavily divided on this particular issue. The ANC National Working Committee was also heavily divided on this particular issue. Gwede Mantashe has been vehemently against the disbandment of provinces, saying that it has not worked in the past, using the Youth League as an example, using the Western Cape as an example of how the ANC has failed to pick up within the Western Cape province. But when you look at other provinces like the Free State Province, KwaZulu-Natal, previously they've been dissolved by the courts, dissolved by the NEC. They've been able to pick up. Those are some of the points that are being used by other members of the National Executive Committee of the ANC. But ultimately, the resolution that was taken in the summation of the ANC President's summary of the meeting when he was closing was that the ANC NEC has resolved to reconfigure the PECs of KZN and Gauteng within the legal prescripts of the ANC Constitution. Sakina, but Leanne rather.
Yeah.
But when you look at the ANC Constitution, you go to Rule 12, Clause 12.2.4 of the ANC Constitution. It does not speak of reconfiguration. It speaks of a suspension of a PEC for a period of 3 months. And it also goes further to speak about the dissolution of the PEC. But after calls that we were making last night through the two warring factions, those who are in support of the dissolution are saying, no, Samkelo, reconfiguration means dissolve, then reconfigure. That is in line with the constitution of the ANC, which is something that one may believe as well. But on the other side of the fence, those who are against the dissolution, they are saying, no, it is reinforcement. You cannot remove a Begimtolo or a TK Ngiza and put Mdumseni Ntuli or put someone else within the secretariat position. So these are the confusing points and the propaganda that is being branded about by both factions at this point in time. Right now, we will only get a clearer picture at 12:30 today when the Secretary General of the ANC, Fikile Mbalula, does that media briefing. But a summary of what I got from Fikile Mbalula is that reconfiguration basically means he has 2 weeks to dissolve this week, dissolve the two provincial structures of ANC in KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng. Then when President of the ANC, Cyril Ramaphosa, comes back from Davos at the World Economic Forum in the next meeting of the officials of the ANC, he, as the Secretary General, will then present names that will form part of the reconstituted provincial task teams of these provinces, which is called reconfiguration, which will encompass some of the incumbent leaders of the provinces infused with new leaders that will be brought in to reinforce the provinces.
Well, 12:30, you'll get all the confirmation you need. As you know, that's where this briefing is going to be taking place this afternoon at Luthuli House. Samkela Maseko on that beat. It'll be really interesting to see what happens. And I know one of the questions, do you think you're going to see the survival of these faces we've become used to? I mean, let's take someone like Panyaza Lesufi, for instance.
The ANC will definitely keep Panyaza Lesufi as a convener of the province. He's ultimately the premier, so they would not want to destabilize government.
Yeah.
What is most likely to happen is that there may be a change in the secretariat or the treasurer or other positions within the province to go to KZN. It will also see a feature of that nature. For them, they don't have a premier within that province. So Sboniso Tuma, Pegimtolo, they may be in trouble as well with Nomakuku Gadi, with Sipo Hlomuga, with Dr. Ntutuko Mahlaba, the provincial treasurer. So the reconfiguration is going to see a moving around of the officials. But in the ANC constitution, if they were to take out TK Ngiza without dissolving the structure, that is unconstitutional. It is not like the EFF, where the leadership of the EFF in the Eastern Cape was elected because it was all male. The CCT of the EFF then said, no, certain people must resign. Then they infused some other women and men to balance the gender status quo within the EFF, quotas within the EFF in the Eastern Cape province. But in the ANC, if you remove someone without dissolving, or if that person does not resign, it is unconstitutional to remove them. So you would have to dissolve first, which then brings about the question, did the NEC resolve to dissolve or not, which is going to be the hot potato this week that Fikile Mbalula is going to have to deal with. But they say reconfiguration means dissolution and reconfigure. Others saying no, there's no reconfiguration, it's a reinforcement. No one is going to be removed from their position.
Samkela, good luck to you for working all of that out and for figuring in which direction they go in. Well, that's where we're at with KZN and Gauteng and the ANC and the whole reconfiguration issue. Hopefully more light shed at 12:30 this afternoon, where Samkela will be heading off a bit later.